All right. Nice touch with the origami dog at the end. That was a good game. That was a good game. Mm-hmm. It, yes. It's it's all it's all I could hope for from a Blade Runner game, to be honest with you. Taking into account like the age of it and some of the how it played. Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps. Which is that's very, very high praise. Because it wasn't a bad film. It just wasn't a good sequel. Because this film did not need a sequel. This is something that this film... this is something that worked well alongside the film without trying to be a sequel, have... I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting because like we had the old Harrison Ford in the sequel, but the way this game handled the cameos and the references to the film, I think were done better. It didn't cheapen the film in any way. It didn't cheapen the game in any way either. Yeah, yeah. And I really, really liked how it didn't hold your hand. I didn't need to figure out just the right way to solve things, allow me to fail forward, as we've said multiple times, and even at the very end, I had a choice. Yeah, I was only failing forward. Yeah, Deckard, it does terribly in the film as well. So in that way, I think it was probably a good way to play this like this. Not be very competent and knowing what you're doing. Really nice music. I think the visuals were excellent. The character models were a bit like the 3D parts of the game, whether they were actual voxels or voxelized pixels or whatever, could have looked better. At the same time, the way they've handled them, I think the reactivity to light was probably more important in terms of keeping up the atmosphere and the vibes. Considering this was a 97, right? 97 game. It looked amazing. And yeah, I think the only point where I loaded the game, did I reload, was because I was basically curious, not because I felt like I needed to succeed. Voice acting could have been a little bit better, I guess, but okay, I'll give it a pass. For such an old game, I think the voice acting was pretty decent, and I'm surprised. I'm impressed they managed to get so many people from the film to voice characters here. But then the film was also very cult and not a huge success by any stretch of that word. So probably didn't cost a lot to get these people to voice. Yeah, it was a bit hard to not see him as Max Payne or Sam Lake or but no, he was a very good antagonist. Man, if I had played this game back when it came out, wow. Well, not when it came out, but when I got around to start playing all the adventure games that I had missed out on the 90s. I know, right? I didn't want to shoot him. I'm like, I wanted to let him have some dignity in the end. And then you click on him and I'm like, "Well, what a waste." It's like, what a fucking lame ass guy are you, man? Although okay, just to be a little bit of a devil's advocate, I could imagine how being upset and angry about Maggie's death or killing, he wouldn't have had a lot of compassion at that point for the guy who caused that. But you can join the replicants in another playthrough, perhaps. Would you though? How would you do that? No, no, I'm thinking like, how would that be possible in the game? Yeah, but what if it was Bing that we're talking about? Would you join Bing? You would be rewarded. Okay. Some part of me is actually looking forward to replaying this game on a CRT, and I want just enough time to pass. I've forgotten a little bit of it, so I can stumble a little bit again, but hopefully, not stumble in the same way and end up at the same place. But I'd be curious now. Like the dialogue choices are very weird. It has the same problem I have with every game that has this kind of style of dialogue tree, because I don't know what the character is going to say exactly and in what tone is he's going to say it. So, and it's not. Yeah, it looks like it's a game where the dialogue choices make a difference or like are important and can affect how things play out. So if I don't know what I'm saying and how, it's a little cheap, in my opinion. Yeah, the navigation, even though I appreciated a lot how it ended up connecting all the places, I still don't have a mental map of it, of the whole area. And I think that's the problem with that is the static 2D scenes where I'm not walking in the environment, so I can't map it while walking in my head, and then I have the map in my mind of I turn left here and I go right there, or you know, because you go like especially in Bradbury building that was pretty bad. Like you go in and then you go left and then you come out of the bottom, and it's like how did that happen? But yeah, okay, it's I think that's a limitation of the static scenes and how you frame that scene and where you place the camera. I'm having a thought that I would have perhaps liked a bit more of active piecing together of clues. Like I had a lot of clues, but I wasn't really connecting them myself, if that makes sense. Like the only active investigation I did perhaps was the enhancing of the images, and I guess talking to people, but even that was a little bit fumbling in the dark. It felt like. Seems there's a special edition of these games, so perhaps on replay you can try that. There's one with restored content that it's available. You get to choose which one you boot up. But I read that the recommendation I saw was to not do that in the first playthrough. There's a whole other edition cleaned up by Night Dive. Oh, do you mean like the remaster or enhanced edition or whatever that came out recently? What is that? What you mean? I thought the general reception of that was on the negative side. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'd definitely be curious to see what the restored content is. Yeah, the enhanced edition. It's on GOG as well. I thought, yeah, okay. I had written that off because I had read some initial negativity about it or glanced something, but maybe it's worth actually making up my own mind about it. You never know with these games what the people might find issue with, whether that's legitimate or not. Mostly positive. All right. Okay, maybe perhaps the negativity was around the enhanced edition replacing the old one in the store or something, and maybe that was the thing that people were upset about. And then, yeah, if I'm remembering right now, it's coming back to me that I think that was the problem, in that the enhanced edition replaced this one in the store, but then they started bundling the original with the enhanced edition as a solution or something. I had gotten this way before the enhanced one came out. Okay, if that's a decent one, yeah, I'd definitely play that, and I'd be curious to see if they have done any worthwhile quality of life improvements as well. Okay, very, very, very happy I played this. It was really good. It's amazing how I had written it off for so many years before, because I thought, well, I don't know, it's a movie tie-in. There's no way this is gonna be a good game. It's just gonna ruin everything. But yeah, I'm really, really happy I finally got around to it.